We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2053, and we're talking about capitalizing today on this ever-present industry and cultural change that goes on in real estate that I've noticed over the last 30 years and probably since the beginning of time.
Can I please have that in English?
Stuff changes and you got to roll with it.
Thank you.
And if you get too comfortable, like we just talked about yesterday, you got everything all set up. You've got your employees where you want, and you're chugging along and thinking about buying a bigger house and 2 more cars and having another baby. Please be careful.
Dan.
That's when you get stung. Dan. Poor Dan.
I know.
We have a guy in our group who's got 2 kids in college and 2 kids in diapers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The second one hasn't arrived yet. The second one's coming. Like, oh boy. All right.
Each week on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, and we take a deep dive into a land-related topic by popular request.
Okay. Nate wrote, "Hello all. Should we adjust our mailing schedule to reflect the changing seasons? Property seems to come to a standstill where I am. Thanks in advance."
You should, this is a great question for this topic, constantly be changing and adjusting to your environment. And if you believe there's a huge, we call it seasonality. If your market or markets are subject to slows down in the winter and then it increases in the summer, if you look back into our content, there's all kinds of seasonality that we discuss, and it's documented. It's so well documented on a zip code by zip code basis.
Nate, let me paint this picture for you too. Gosh, nothing's really for sale right now. No one's really interested in it. There's nothing happening. And then 10,000 people get your letter. Now there's an interested buyer. Think about this. I'm going to argue that when things are not hot and not happening and not moving and not selling, those people who need the dough right now need your letter in their hands.
Without exception, we buy real estate from people who are experiencing some type of life event, and people experience life events in February as well as July.
Yep.
And so but they're not getting a lot of letters in February.
Maybe not.
So buying property in a down marketing season, and selling it in an up market season is a really good idea.
Yeah. And the prices will change quite a bit sometimes. What you would have bought it for in the middle of summer and the height of it all versus now they're like, oh, I just need to get rid of this kind of thing. And then here you come. Like, oh.
What's exciting about this question is the data that is readily available to support exactly what you're talking about. June, July, August are amazing real estate sales months, and it goes way down in the summer and the winter months.
Right.
And so you can really make that work for you if you're willing to hold on to property for 4 to 6 months. You got to buy it crazy cheap.
And then it makes sense.
But that's I shouldn't even have to say that anymore here at Land Academy. That's just what we do.
It's good.
Today's topic, capitalizing on the ever-present industry and cultural changes in the real estate industry-wide in real estate.
I clearly did not write this topic.
Why is that?
Because I didn't use those big words.
Like capitalizing?
Well, I mean, just come on. It's just
what big word is in there, Joe?
I don't know. You wrote this.
Ever-present?
I mean.
Cultural changes?
This is really big, fancy, it's you better be on the lookout for things that are changing and roll with it.
Capitalizing.
That's what I would have written.
Take advantage of. Yeah. Ever-present means it's around a lot.
Thank you for defining it all.
What was your title? Please go ahead. What's the episode called? Be
aware of what's coming at you and roll with it.
Look, it fits into a 5.
Watch the markets.
I broke our real estate career, and yours too, into 5 stages.
Yes.
1 for each day of the month. This is Friday, thank God, apparently for Jill. Monday, and your real estate career started out with nailing down the basics, learning stuff, sending a mailer out, finding out if you like it or not. Tuesday, we put your land business on autopilot. You got some stuff rolling, you got a little bit of a schedule, and you realize you do like it, and you want it to be your career. Wednesday, you expanded on that. You took all that mailer knowledge and the education that you had, and you expanded into other real estate types, maybe houses, maybe mobile homes, maybe skyscrapers, maybe timeshares. if you like timeshares like Jill. On Thursday, we institutionalized that and we got ourselves out of the operation portion of our business as much as possible, because you do not want to be sitting around running payroll when you could, the special thing that sparked all this whole business anyway, the thing that's about you, you're taking hours away from working on that. For Jill, it's creating a real estate deal out of nothing. For me, it's utilizing data to feed the deals to Jill so she can do that. That's all she and I work on anymore at all. Mm-hmm. Today, we're talking about really grasping change. This was very hard for me to do for many, many years, for decades. It's, you've heard this cliche. I'm going to say it. I don't really like it, but I'm going to say it because it's really true. Nothing is certain except change. My real estate business and businesses, you would not recognize what my real estate company looked like even 5 years ago. She and I together. Geez, and 30 years ago, it was nothing like this. We didn't have data. Yeah. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Google Earth. All the tools we have now. What tools are we going to have 10 years from now that we don't even know about? We haven't dreamt up yet. Mm-hmm. So you need to stay ahead of all the changes as much as you can. Read industry news, listen to a podcast or podcasts, of course. And when interest rates change, or it's an election year, or a hurricane happens, or all kinds of things happen that potentially can affect your business, you need to roll with them. Mm-hmm. And instead of being angry about them, you need to embrace them and capitalize on it. That's why I use this word capitalize. It's instead of looking at something
like the sky is falling.
Yeah. Instead of looking at, we've had a couple people, I told the story in a recent live talk that Jill and I did. We've had a couple of people go through Career Path who came to us, joined Career Path, and very angrily said, I've been buying and selling infill lots in City X for 3 years. I would send out 5,000 units, buy 3 properties, make $100,000. Do it over again. I can't do that anymore. This doesn't work any longer. I'm livid. And that's silly. It just ran its course. And that entire time while he was having that success, what he should have been doing is looking for the next thing, because you can't just rely on a single scenario and then be upset when it happens. Not in the real estate industry anyway. Not in any business. Things have to change for the better. And I'm going to quote I've said this on the air before, I'm going to quote my high school football coach. He said, tomorrow, you are either going to be better at football or worse. You will not be the same. So you have to grow or you're going to die. That's like 4 cliches in
I was
one
just
sentence.
going to say, I'm waiting for Yogi Bear to come in there. And Boo Boo. What else is going to come out? I don't know.
If you got to the final stage, this is what I think is the final stage.
I wish I had a good one right now to drop on you.
The final stage, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. That's my favorite Yogi Bear's quote.
Okay.
This is the final stage of what you have to look forward to in a real estate career, and I think really any career, is capitalizing on change. And so you got all the people in place and all the systems in place, and you've got money working for you, and you understand the concepts and all this experience and confidence, then you should be steering the company and all the people in it where you believe it should go, and providing the tools that they need to succeed. Mm-hmm. And support. It's a lot like parenting.
Well, let me tell you, go back. I'm not done.
Oh.
Don't
you
be closing it out. Yeah, thank you. Sheesh, I want to get something in here too. So basically, it's looking for opportunities. That's how I see it. Capitalizing on your industry changes and look, it's going to change. You need to be watching it, ready for it. Have a good team around you. Be not rigid, that you can adapt, even as simple as some of the tools that you're using in your day-to-day operation right now, they will change and you have to roll with them. That's one of the things that you and I talk about. It's so funny that at our age, I have a lot of friends that are my age, can't do half or a quarter even of what we do. For whatever reason, we do talk about this ourselves behind closed doors. Like, how did we make the cut? How are you and I so good at this? How did you figure out this whole podcast? If you could see this equipment in front of me, it's comical. And I really, and
it's comical.
I don't know any other person your age or even that starts with the same beginning number of your age that can do this.
Yeah.
Not one. And we've sure helped people, and a lot younger people than us. Not just land accounting. I'm talking just technical and computer skills and all kinds of things. It's really amazing.
A lot younger.
It starts with you, first of all, and then it spills into everything in your life. And, it is like parenting. Things change. How we do things, technology changes. So technology changes, tools change. And like you said, if you think oh, the way I buy and sell land is going to be the same way forever. Heck no, it's not going to be. And how do you know? This guy right here next to me has been doing it for 30 years. If anybody knows, he knows. Come on, he started with faxes. I'm surprised. And even before that, it was what's it called? What was the tap, 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 tap? It was, I'm joking.
Morse code?
That's it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. During the Civil War, that's what we used.
Exactly.
Jeez, Jill.
I'm joking. But, but seriously, though, it's kind of funny to say we went from fax to this, and who knows, maybe we will be doing it some other way 10 years from now.
Look, I put cultural changes in the title on this episode for a reason, and this is what I learned this year for the last 6 months driving around in an RV. There are places that allow you and encourage you to develop mobile homes, and they want you to do that. That's a cultural situation. If you go into urban Chicago or New York and say that you would like to put in mobile homes, they would laugh you out of the county building. So what's not acceptable culturally in those types of places, in really rural areas, they encourage you to do it. And they issue, if that's the kind of thing, permits to do that quickly and efficiently. And in some cases, like in Arizona, they have a fast track system in allocated areas in the county where they want the mobile home development because it's cheap and affordable, and it's the cultural. That's their culture. There are places like Arkansas that don't have a planning and zoning department. They encourage you to just do what you'd like to do with the land and trust that because that's their culture. Everybody trusts each other. So embrace those. If you try to install a mobile home in New Jersey and get laughed out of there, don't give up. Go to Florida and do it.
Good.
Go to a place culturally that accepts that.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Join us next week for 5 more interesting episodes. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.